Everybody wants to be the villain until the pitchforks come out, and that to me is what's happening with Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky. I have always had a soft spot for Angel Reese, and I do feel bad for her in a lot of ways. But boy, the queen of the rebounds is having herself a rough go of it. She's having rookie all-time lows. They have a new insulting term called rebounds dedicated to her inability to score around the paint. She wants mercy now. Now she wants us to feel bad. Now suddenly Angel wants to switch everything up. Nobody cries for the villain when they lose. At some point, you're going to have to pick your brand. She is up in your face. She is letting you know. She would point to her ring finger, give you the you can't see me, give you the L sign. Now that she's losing, she's suddenly surprised that people seeing her get her up and coming aren't that sympathetic. It's about clarity and what story are you trying to tell the world. And right now, Angel is unfortunately stuck somewhere between the Joker and a Harley Quinn redemption arc. Sky has fallen a little bit on our poor Angel. And it just reminds me of the quote, everybody wants to be the villain until the pitchfork comes out. Everybody wants to be the villain until the pitchforks come out, and that to me is what's happening with Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky. And I will clarify before I break this down, dude, I have always had a soft spot for Angel Reese.
You lying piece of shit.
And I do feel bad for her in a lot of ways as the up-and-comings and her reaction, and as you'll see, she wants to kind of get people off her case as things aren't going well for her. It's not just that I think she's good for ratings and the WNBA, which I do. I also feel like she's kind of a product of the times. You know, Angel Reese has been blinded a lot by her fans and other people who bring in, unfortunately, their own personal trauma rather than be able to let her be analyzed and criticized on her performance and her behavior. And these girls and these fans and everyone else give her a lot of excuses that I think has kind of put her in this naive confusion to where, as I'll show you, she's struggling and she wants sympathy and she wants all this other stuff. And it's just not that we don't want to like you or that there's anything based on XYZ, race, gender, whatever else you want to bring up. There is a hypocrisy that needs to be addressed with Angel Reese, because as annoying as she can be, she's still great for the sport. And I mean, she's never been in any sort of legal trouble. She's never caused any real issues. She still has had some great performances on the court and set some records. She is, by the way, the fastest to 500 points and 500 rebounds in WNBA history. I do think that's worth mentioning. She is still a top performer. She can't score for shit, but she does do a lot of things. Defensive rebounding, does a lot of things out there that are truly, she can ball if her mental's in the right place. But boy, the queen of the rebounds is having herself a rough go of it. Angel lately has become the queen. They've even, put up a new term for her called rebounds. She's having a tough time. The Sky are 2-7. Their point guard Vandersloot just went out with an ACL injury. She's done for the year. Chicago Sky are off to one of the worst openers in WNBA history. Her performances are down as well from her rookie year. She's averaging 10.1 points per game from her 13.6 as a rookie. She's only shooting 35.8% from the field, only 36% on two-point attempts, 3.9 turnovers per game, which is almost double last year. Her team, the Chicago Sky, is number 1 at 18 turnovers per game in the entire WNBA. This one is really crazy. Her shots, she's leading in shots in the paint. 7.3 shots per game are in the paint, and she's only shooting 31.8%. Why that's fascinating is that no one else in the league has shot less than 53.7% in the paint. She's shooting 31.8 and is shooting 7 of those a game. So she's getting a lot of attempts and they're not going in at an all-time historic low. And the new term, the rebound. She has become the rebound queen. It's unfortunately a little bit true. Some of the stats are overblown, but the truth is she rebounds a lot of her own misses. That's where the term comes from. 22% of her missed shots are the ones that she rebounds herself. 15 to 30% of all her offensive rebounds are actually rebounds. There's also the guys that have gone viral. They've done this thing where they keep parlaying their bets to where Angel, you can do the prop bet. Will Angel miss her first shot of the game? They're like 6 of 8 so far. They're getting all sorts of views. They're raking up a bunch of money. So she's got people making viral bets about her failure. She's having rookie all-time lows. They have a new kind of insulting term called rebounds dedicated to her inability to score around the paint. She's setting all-time record low percentages in shooting in the paint. Chicago Sky are off one of the worst starts in WNBA history. So there's a lot going on that isn't good for Angel Reese. And now she's doing the thing that Angel does, which makes it sometimes tough to root for Angel. She wants mercy now. Now she wants us to feel bad. Now suddenly Angel wants to switch everything up and kind of be like, hey, you know, I'm actually just this really sweet girl, and I really don't like all this hate, and I don't understand where it's coming from, and yada, yada, yada. So there's a two-part clip I'm about to show you. The first one, you'll see her. It's Ariel Atkins is off to the right. That's her teammate, two-time All-Star, who came to her defense the other day as the media was asking her questions that she didn't like, and then cut to Angel Reese herself kind of doing this whole innocent victim, I just want to play basketball. I don't understand where the hate comes from. Hit the video here for me now, Mateo, as you can see what I'm talking about. Suddenly, the Angel, now that things aren't going well,
the amount of crap that she gets on a day-to-day, and she still shows up. So whatever questions y'all got, like, about our team, basketball-wise, we appreciate it, but all the other nonsense, like, it's irrelevant. Like, we here to play basketball and do what we do. We having a hard time right now at the end of the day. Just a 23-year-old kid who handles herself with grace. Her crown is heavy. So whatever else, like, y'all want to come at her for the way that she acts, she has to build the wall. She has to have the wall. Because if she doesn't, people will break her down. Not only just because of the way she looks, but because of the way she carries herself. She knows who she is. And we ain't gonna break her down for that. So whatever other questions y'all got, like, I'm hoping it's just about basketball. Maybe a box score question. But the kid's crown is heavy. Like, respect that.
And I just focus on basketball. I come into work every day and work. I don't complain. I don't care about anything else. I have bad days. I haven't been playing well at all. And I can sit here and just mope around and point the finger, but it's been me. And I take accountability. I come in every day and try to be better than the next and better than the last. And I know my teammates trust me. I know they have my back. Ariel has my back for everything. And I just love that being a part of a team that I know really trusts me and trusts my work, and everything else is everything else. I'm just here just to come to work every day and go home. That's all I want to do, is just come to work and being able to enjoy my job that I love. People would die and kill to have this job. And being able to play with the best players in the world means a lot to me. I put my all in this. I do.
Now here's the thing. If you just watch that, it's easy to go, oh, this poor girl. You know, all she wants to do is play basketball and go home. Why does everyone have to give her so much crap? Where does this come from? It must be because of XYZ. It can't be because of basketball or what she's doing. Look at this sweet poor girl crying. And like I said before, I have a soft spot for Angel, so I don't want her to be like this. But I just have to remind people, and maybe remind Angel, and I hope that somebody in her life is actually nice enough to tell her the truth. Because I said this last year, and I'll say it one more time. The problem for you, Angel Reese, is that nobody cries for the villain when they lose. At some point, you're going to have to pick your brand, and that's fine. Pick your persona, pick your identity, and be consistent with it. But nobody cries for the villain when they lose, Angel Reese. It's just a fact of life that you can't play the Joker and try to burn down Gotham City, then suddenly ask for sympathy once Batman actually catches you and be like, oh, I'm so frustrated, and you got to understand my mommy was mean to me, and I'm so misunderstood. I mean, you said yourself, I'll take the villain role. You embraced it when you were winning, and you can't spend years being the villain, and most importantly, a sore winner. And I think that is something that is the toughest pill to swallow when it comes to Angel, is that when she's winning, boy, she is a sore winner. She is up in your face. She is letting you know. She would point to her ring finger, give you the you can't see me, give you the L sign. She, you know, girls that were fouled out, she would wave goodbye to them as they're crying and have a big old smile on her face as she'd do it. She would flex as she'd knock you down. She'd flagrant foul girls. She'd taunt the crowd and do all this rabble. And then now that she's losing, she's suddenly surprised that people seeing her get her up in comments aren't that sympathetic. And I don't know where the confusion lies. And I also have to throw this in here. Do not even try that this is just a woman thing. I do not accept that narrative as a sports fan that this Angel Reese turnabout being fair play is all based on her being a woman. Do not let these fans that don't watch basketball and they're bringing in own personal trauma blind you to what's going on. Let's be very clear. Male athletes have gone through the exact same narrative. LeBron, 2011. Besides the fact that he would play bully ball and push, then act I, Tanya, Nancy Kerrigan when he got touched, when he got fouled back. You got to remember, this guy put on the villain role in Miami. People remember that. You know, not one, not two, not three, would put out that super team energy. And then when the Dallas Mavericks were able to upset them, nobody felt bad for them. And matter of fact, a lot of people gave him a lot of hell for it. You think of guys like Isaiah Thomas, you know, back in the 80s, the bad boy Pistons. You want to talk about villains? These guys were assholes and bullies to everyone the entire time that they played. Then he had the nerve to freeze out Michael Jordan, walks off the court without shaking his hand. I mean, they made enemies all across the league, and somehow Isaiah Thomas was stunned when the 92 Dream Team said, you know what, we don't need you. And you can go ahead and take a hike. And he was shocked by this somehow, but the rest of us weren't, and we didn't feel sorry for you. The entire time you've been playing, you owned that villain brand, and you were good at it. The Bayou Barbie, you can't see me. Oh, you fouled out. Bye-bye. So sorry to see it. Talking spicy and pressers, getting on Twitter, talking shit left and right. That's the energy you built. So now when things aren't going well and you ask for empathy, people don't understand, and it just doesn't land the same because you can't be both. And I'm not mad at you for it. I want to repeat that. I got a soft spot for you. You were good for ratings. You were good for Caitlyn. You were good for the league in general. A good role model. Never been in trouble. And you're young and you're still figuring things out. But when it comes to building your personal brand, you got to pick a lane. Just pick one or the other and stick with it. You want to be villain? Cool. There's actually a lot of money in being the villain. Embrace it. Double down. You know, go Bad Boy Pistons. Do your thing. Go Bill Laimbeer and just say, you know what, Reggie Miller, you don't like me. I don't give a damn. And that's going to sell a lot of shoes and tickets and do very well for your brand. You want to be the hardworking, misunderstood underdog? That works too. But either way, you got to be consistent. And if you want to go that way, let your game do the talking, soften the persona, but you can't straddle both lanes. We don't know whether to root for you or to roll our eyes, and that's where the backlash comes from. It has nothing to do with anything else. It's about clarity and what story are you trying to tell the world. And right now, Angel is unfortunately stuck somewhere between the Joker and a Harley Quinn redemption arc, and she's going to have to pick which lane that she wants to go down, which either way, I'll be watching and I'll be rooting for you, but you got to be consistent, and nobody cries for the villain when they lose. Out of time. I got to go. You guys enjoy your week. We'll see what happens next week at the final. See who wins the championship, and we'll talk about it then. Bye-bye.